When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, on your root chakra, to raise your Kundalini serpent fire power up through your body to your crown, to be crowned, so that you're sitting on the throne of your purpose, of your power, and of your pussy. Hello. Okay. You don't slay your dragons. Okay. You don't confront your demons with animosity. They become your allies. Matter of fact, they become your besties. Okay? You don't confront them to try to tell them about themselves and tell them to stand down. You show up to them and ask them to teach you their ways. Because they got some shit they've been trying to tell you for a long time. But let me tell you why. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy, and I'm your host and creator of this colony and the many colonies we're building around our globe, hell, around our galaxies at this point. I am your queen bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. Also known as the Gypsy Empress and Nova. If you know, you know. Let's get into this message, y'all. Listen, when you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you do not slay your dragons. You do not confront your demons with animosity. They become your greatest fucking allies. They become your best friends. When you do this work on and in yourself, you develop emotional intelligence. And your emotional intelligence through your serpent Kundalini energy, which is teaching you and schooling you. Because remember, the dragon is representing the serpent. Okay. The serpent is your Kundalini fire, right? When you activate and raise this energy up, it is coiling itself in and out of the energy centers in your body, making its way to your crown. Okay. Now here's the thing about the serpent or the dragon. Yes, the energy is making its way up to your crown as it's supposed to do. But remember, we're talking about yin and yang. This is an evolutionary journey. So as the serpent ascends, it also needs to descend as well. It climbs up, it coils up, and it coils down. It coils up and it coils down. It is the spiral. It is the breath of life. Just like the ocean ebbs and flows, this is the same thing with your serpent Kundalini fire. It rises up, okay, and then it simmers down. It rises up and then it simmers down. Because if it's always risen and you know, upright at your crown, that means you're always on fire. That means you're always hot. That means you're always burning. That means you're burning bright 24/7. You know what this causes? This causes burnout. Okay. Anyway, we talk about these things in my one-on-one. For those of you who are ready for one-on-one consulting with me, with help activating your power and your purpose through your pussy, email me. The information's in the description box. Pussy, POOS-E. Let's get back into this message. So when you activate, you develop the emotional intelligence to say to yourself, hey, wait a minute. I'm hearing Jim Carrey. I'm seeing the vision of Jim Carrey. I forget I think it was Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, when he got shot with that dart. And he was like, hey, right? So when you do this work on and in yourself, you look like that. You're like, hey, because you realize all of the lies that you've been told about what we have taught to believe to be demons, right? Oh, slay your dragons. Oh, you know what's coming to mind? Have y'all seen that movie? Oh, what's the movie? Oh, shoot. What's the movie? It's on Netflix. And they push the girl into the dragon's den, and they were sacrificing young girls, and they were making the dragon think that because the dragon wanted to kill girls from the family because they killed her babies. I'm telling you, this movie was so eye-opening, so powerful, so many symbolisms. Anyway, they threw her down into the den, to the dragon's lair, and the dragon was trying to kill her, but she ended up convincing the dragon and telling the dragon the true story, that they were lying to it the whole time, and she ended up becoming friends with the dragon. If anybody remembers the name of that movie, please put it in the comment section. I can't think of it now. So if somebody puts in the comment section, if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. It's on Netflix. It is such a powerful movie. Oh, I'm holding my heart as I say this right now, because that's what the journey of the alchemists and those of you who are Phoenixes rising, okay, the activated chosen ones, that's what it looks like. When you activate, you don't slay your dragons. They become your besties. Once you do this work on and in yourself, they decide to fight by your side. The serpent decides to fight by your side. The dragons decide to fight by your side. Even demons decide to fight by your side. Whew. Are y'all hearing me? I talk about this in depth in my book, Activate. Okay, if you don't have your copy, go ahead and get that. Start studying it now. Crack it open now. For those of you who've got your copy, I appreciate you. I've got your emails. I've got your messages. Some of you have said that this book has helped save your life. Some of you have messaged me thanking me in tears for writing this, and I'm so glad to know that my pain hadn't been in vain, right? When you go on this Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, you're going into the shadows of yourself. You're going into the deep, dark, scary shit in your mind, in your body, in your life, right? People are so afraid to discover or uncover their shadow selves, to discover their shadow thoughts. So many people are like, oh, I have these dark thoughts. You're supposed to have dark thoughts. These dark thoughts coming from your inner demons are trying to teach you and tell you something. But what is that precisely? If you'd like to know more, get your copy of Activate. You can get it in paperback or ebook on Amazon. For those of you who want a copy directly inscribed from me, I do not have any copies right now, but if you email me and let me know, I'll put you on the list once I get some stacks on hand to send out, okay? But I don't have that right now, right? So you're going in this Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey to get to learn who your demons are, which is really other parts of you. So what people are really saying when they're afraid to face their dark thoughts or their dark side, what you're really saying is you're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of these taboo and unorthodox parts of yourself. You're afraid of your own shadow. Just like you ever seen a dog when they're puppies and they first discover their reflection in the mirrors or their shadows, or a shadow of something floating. Like there's a bird flying in the sky, but all they see is the shadow on the ground. They're running away from it and stuff, right? This is what's happening to many of you who have not faced your dark side, who have not made your demons and your dragons your allies. Are you hearing me? When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you do not slay your dragons, because slaying your dragon is like cutting off the head of your serpent. Slaying your dragon is cutting off the head of your power. So guess what? Your power, your purpose, your magnetism, your beauty, your yummy, juicy, delicious, and all that you are and have, all of your talent, skills, gifts, abilities, spiritual abilities, never rise up. They never make it to the light of day. They never make it to the surface. Why? Because you call yourself slaying. Hello? There's certain things you ought to be slaying. There's certain things you ought to be slaying if it is in the way of your power and your purpose. There's certain people, places, and things you ought to be slaying out of your life. But you never slay the parts of yourself that are meant to empower you. That is your dragons, your serpents, and your demons. Yes. Now, I know we've been taught differently. We've all been taught differently. Cast the demons out. I cast you out. All you're doing is casting out your own power. All you're doing is casting out your own superpowers. All you're doing is casting out your own talents, your skills, and your abilities. You are cutting off a part of yourself that you need in order to rise and to thrive. And to stay alive. Ha, 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 stand alive. I couldn't help it. Listen. When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you learn that your dragons and your demons and your monsters, your serpent, okay, are your best fucking friends. And they have the greatest lessons to teach you. They have the greatest insight. Let me tell you, you want to know who got the tea? Your demons and your dragons. You want the tea on things. You want the tea on life. You want the tea on people, places, and things. You want the tea on the universal galactic codes and secrets and shit. Talk to your demons and your dragons. I had a young lady reach out to me, one of the subscribers reach out to me for one-on-one consulting. And she mentioned how the dragon energy has been showing up for her a lot. And I shared some things with her about that. I suggested she watch the movie, which at the time I could remember the movie name, but I can't remember it now. Again, please put it in the comment section. But I also mentioned to her to do a meditation where she's focused on the dragon energy, right? The serpent energy, which again, the dragon energy is the serpent Kundalini fire energy, right? But to focus on the dragon energy and the spirit rising up through her spine to her crown, right? We've been so taught to believe and to fear these parts of ourselves, which essentially is teaching us to fear ourselves, to fear our power, to fear our talents, our gifts, our skills, and our abilities. And we wonder why we feel a split in ourselves. We wonder why we feel so scattered and divided within ourselves and from one another. Why we feel so separate from one another is because we're so divided within ourselves. What we have divided is the light and the dark, when they're both equal parts of the same whole. They're both equal and infinite parts of the same whole. Are y'all hearing me? And so we split and feel scattered. And so the work in order to activate again in our power and purpose to become more magnetic. Let me tell you, when you activate, you are becoming more magnetic and more beautiful. Why? Because the serpent, the dragon, the demons within you, why do you think the allegorical story goes in the Bible that Satan or Lucifer was beautiful? I don't know about the word Satan, but Satan comes from Saturn, but that Lucifer was beautiful. I like to use the terminology Lucifer because that represents light. But why do you think the allegorical story mentions how beautiful Lucifer was or is? Because these parts of yourself are beautiful. They're radiant. Lucifer, meaning light, your light gets turned on. And when your light is turned on, i.e. through your arousal, arousing your Kundalini serpent energy power and fire up from your root chakra, okay? From your sacrum. We talk about these things on one-on-one. Those of you who are ready again to work one-on-one with me, reach out to me. All right? But Lucifer representing light, when your light is turned on, you can be seen. Your beauty can be seen. Your talent, skills, abilities, gifts can be seen. This is why many of you, your purpose is once you activate and you're seen, you're called into your purpose and your mission in life. Because a lot of your purposes and your missions require you to be in the public eye. Many of you are called to be in the public eye. Again, whether you are a spokesperson, a speaker, a model, a writer, a singer, a dancer, even a teacher, counselor, therapist, you are in the public eye in some way, shape, or form. Many of you are called to be in politics. Many of you are called to be congressmen, congresswomen, leaders of countries and shit. Yes, you. You who's listening to this, you. Yeah. Okay. And so when you're turned on through your Luciferian energy, your light energy, you are seen. This makes you beautiful when your light is turned on. So yes, when your dragons and your demons, when you make them your bestie and your ally so that they can enlighten you, you become more attractive because your light is turned on. You become more attractive because you're aroused. You are aroused in your power, in your purpose, in your pussy. Hello. Are you hearing me? I know you are. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't meant for you. By the way, shouts out to the new subscribers. I see you. Hey. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for subscribing here. Okay. Welcome home. Make no mistake about it. This is your home. Welcome home. For those of you who've been here for some time, I appreciate you. You know I love you. I do. Okay. Listen, when you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you don't slay your dragons. You don't confront your demons with animosity. You befriend them. And in befriending them, they teach you their ways. This will and shall empower you all the days of your life. Don't forget to get your copy of Activate. Again, for those of you who are ready to work one-on-one, email me. The information is in the description box. For those of you who like deeper, yummy, delicious, sexy, and sensual dives on activating your power through your pussy, become a member over on patreon.com/alcheminity. That's where we deep dive, okay? I will see y'all, speak to y'all in the next episode. Ciao for now. Also, don't forget to donate. Don't forget to donate. All right, see ya. Ciao. Mwah.